My name is Kate Zilla, and I work at National Louis University in Chicago.
Hi, my name is Hank Malone, and I am the president of the Disability Pride Parade.
Oh, my name is Mary Delgado.
Bill Thomason. I have, and currently I am the Disability Pride Parade Association's treasurer.
Hello, my name is Leah Niederberger.
My name is Curtis Harris.
Hello, everyone. My name is Timotheus Gordon Jr., also known as TJ. My pronouns are he, his, him pronouns.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I am a recently graduated occupational therapist from Rush University.
Disability Pride means to me that, independence from the stigma, of disability, and showing the world that we can do everything ourselves, the Pride Parade sort of puts that on display. We have floats and people marching and people playing music, and all the different talents within the disability community come out during the parade. And so it means a lot to me because it reinforces what we're trying to achieve, and that is equality in our community. Because for many, many years we didn't have equality, and now that we are able to act independently, we're able to do events on our own. The Disability Pride Parade is managed and produced by all of our members, and we do get outside help from time to time, but generally we pretty much run everything. So it's a wonderful experience to watch it happen, to watch the first day of the meetings, and we meet all year. And we plan, and so we all the way up until July, the last week of July, the last Saturday, I believe, in July is our date. But it's wonderful to watch it plan it and watch it happen. It's really amazing. It's like going from a whisper to a scream. It's you start off with the meetings, then you get into the fundraising and looking out for talent and all that stuff, and the paperwork, and then it all comes together. It's a beautiful thing. It means a whole lot to me. It's my life, really.
The Disability Pride Parade means just what it said, pride. We show people that we're proud of who we are, regardless of how we look, how we walk, how we speak. We're proud of us. We're people. And I've been involved with the Disability Pride Parade since the beginning. First as a participant walking in the parade, and now as with others helping plan the parade. And it has been very fulfilling for myself. In fact, because of my involvement in the parade, I have learned that I am loud, proud, disabled, feminist Latina.
When I became disabled, I identified as part of the disability community. And the parade for me is a way of showing my identity with the community. It's not exactly a matter of showing pride, because for me, pride in who I am, including my disability, is a natural and beautiful part of human diversity. As our mission statement says, I automatically felt pride in who I was. But the Disability Pride Parade is more than anything else for me, the way I show my identity with the broader disability community.
It's a whole lot. Is accepting myself as a person with disability. And I'm not ashamed nor embarrassed to have a disability, because you don't want that.
Disability Pride Parade means a lot. As someone with a non-apparent disability, growing up with a non-apparent disability, I've always struggled. I've always had a hard time, and it was difficult not to like be ashamed or embarrassed if I didn't do something right. In my adult life, I grew to learn, or actually, I grew to appreciate my own disability. I've appreciated everything. I struggle, but it's a part of my identity, and I take a lot of pride in it. And it's something that has stuck with me. And I wouldn't be here today advocating for um, others with disabilities if it wasn't for my challenging experiences.
So to me, the Disability Pride Parade is a way for me to get out into the community as an ally for my friends with disabilities and the rest of the people with disabilities in my community, and just spread awareness that disability is not something that people are ashamed of, but it's actually something they can be proud of as a part of their identity.
So the Disability Pride Parade means a ton to me. It's a celebration of difference. It's joyous and raucous at times, from what I can see from the film clips.
The Disability Pride Parade is a day where I could be proud to be disabled. And in my case, be proud to be autistic and neurodivergent. I mean, yes, we should be proud to be disabled every day, but we don't have that many opportunities to show it out in the open, like in a festival or parade. So when we do have um, meetings, events, or festivals and parades like the Chicago Disability Pride Parade, you know, it's a great opportunity to not only show off that pride, but also being in community with folks who also is for disability pride.
All my life, I have a disability myself. It's a hidden disability. It's ADHD, and before LD, learning disabilities, became law, I'm pretty clear that I have that too. These are attributes I have, and I didn't have a label for them, when I was on my own road before I knew about anything like the ADA or IDEA, or had gotten involved in special education, which I did through my college. I was a special ed teacher and then became a professor. But the the ADA in particular gives us freedoms, equity, that just being in the schools and with IDEA, students might get certain accommodations and so forth, but that doesn't happen once one leaves the schools, right? And so that it's a law, that certain things need to be followed when someone is employed, and when we talk about architecture and curb cuts um, and housing and all of that. I'm so struck with Access Living Chicago, the space that we use when we meet as a Disability Pride Parade committee, and how accessible that is. And it just, this to me should be a no-brainer, and it's for all people, really. It's not just for people with disabilities. But people don't realize that. And I still see, even in teaching my class, when we have this assignment and a discussion amongst the students on the ADA, there are still people who don't quite get it. And I know that employment is still a bit of a mountain to climb, you know, that we need to do better with that. But that, you know, could be in a reform of ADA, but the basic ADA needs to be celebrated. This is huge that it's 30 years. And because of COVID, we're, you know, celebrating virtually, but I just feel like we should be blowing trumpets or something about this because it's such an accomplishment.
Year 2000, 20 years ago, when the age-related macular degeneration went in my second eye, and the resulting retinal scarring left me legally blind. That is when I first started identifying as a disabled person. And the point of the ADA is that in the year 2000, there were accessibility devices, accessibility software that let me keep working for as long as I wanted to, which turned out to be another 19 years. Without that accessibility technology, I would have had to retire well before I really wanted to. So, and the point about the ADA is that I am absolutely 100% sure that the accessible technology that let me keep working would not have existed had the ADA not been passed 10 years earlier. So for me, the ADA is extremely, extremely important, both in terms of of what happened within the first 10 years after it was passed and of its continuing effect.
The 30th anniversary of the ADA makes me think, wow, you know, the ADA has been around for 30 years and it's made so much improvement. And I'm really thankful for the leaders 30 years ago who came together and started this revolution. But it also makes me think that 30 years doesn't seem like that long. And there's still so much more work that we have to do. So kind of goes hand in hand with the parade, you know, spreading awareness to the community about disability and the work that can still be done to make our communities the most inclusive place for everyone, including people with disabilities.
30th anniversary of the ADA is very important. But before the ADA, I heard the word no a lot. I couldn't get on the carousel. No, I couldn't participate in a class. No. I heard that so often. It was only because of my disability, my physical disability. And now that when they passed the ADA, I learned that it's my civil rights. So I have learned that since the ADA, I look at people and I say, now try and say no to me. Just try it.
Means that I have made a lot of progress. We have made a lot of progress in the 30 years that we have had ADA. And there's still more progress we made.
So the 30th anniversary of the ADA means having human rights in terms of the legal perspective, 30 years of that, having legal human rights, but it also means being legally and socially treated as equally, or having equity and being in a accepting environment. And I think the next step is to change the environmental aspect for us to be fully equal, or to be as fully just going about our lives.
Wow. It's been 30 years since the ADA. Wow. The ADA is pretty much like the 13, 14, 15 amendments and the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. You put ADA in the category of laws that are very important to the American people. And between whether it's 1990 or right now, it will always be an important document that allow people with disabilities to live interdependently and independently. They could go to any place they want. They could work anywhere they want, thanks to ADA's mandates on providing accommodation. But it's not the end all be all. I think we could do more 30 years later from now. We could do more. We could ensure that when we talk about the ADA, it's not just physical disabilities, but all disabilities, cognitive, anything with vision, anything with hearing, anything with the senses, any disability will be accommodated. And we hope that all cultures will adhere or at least support making sure that schools, businesses, restaurants, and many other places are accommodating to people with disabilities, especially communities of color.
Well, that's also so very important because that gave us a voice, and we had a voice all along, but wasn't nobody hearing us. And so now we have a voice, and we have some teeth with that voice because the ADA is law, and so people have to when they build a building, they have to build a building for the whole community, not just the folks that can walk through a door. They have to make sure that everybody is accessible. In a parking lot, there's certain spaces that are set aside that recognize that we need them. A lot of people violate that rule, by the way, but but we have that as well. In some cases, some of the buildings have special accessibility. Where they have a special door, which is very convenient because a lot of the older the buildings don't have accessible entrances. They have revolving doors and doors that are too narrow. So many of them have converted. And the thing about the ADA that's so important is that, again, it's law. It's law. And so a lot of the buildings in downtown Chicago where we have the parade and in other locations, a lot of them are slow to change. Well, there's a big penalty with that. If you don't have accessibility, you own a property and you don't have accessibility, there's a huge fine with that. So a lot of the buildings are complying. Pretty much most of the buildings are complying. So the ADA also created a situation where we can all live independently. It took the stigma off of my community. You don't have to go to a certain place, be it a certain thing. You can move around, and that's so very, very important. Because when we pull the parade together, we got people coming from all walks of life. We have people who are working in the disability community. We have people that work outside the disability community. We have sponsors and volunteers. And so the ADA is part of all of that. To me, the ADA has opened that up. You know, it opened it up. It brought us more into a community, you know, where we have a voice. And as I said before, we have a voice, and our voice has some teeth, you know. And I mean, we don't go around, you know, bullying people, but if you don't follow the rules, you could face a real penalty. So that's what it means to me, you know. It ties right in with the parade. I mean, the ADA is so very important